All right, so we we out here. Hello, hello. Was good? Was good? Well, I'm picking a god and praying right now. I'm praying, right? 'Cause I all that stuff I did yesterday, I now have to debug it. Oh, no, I don't want to though. I just want it to work. But we must. We must verify that it works. So, um, I just want to double check and make sure that it actually does get, I want to make sure it actually gets, like, run. And this is the content tweaker integration. It registers the modifiers here. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna have to start writing some scripts. And while my other IDE loads, I'm gonna write scripts in. I'm gonna go get that drink. I will be right back. We got that drink. See, right back. I am speed. Okay, so that drink is crazy. Okay, so where hmm. Um here? Oh, look at that, dude. Now we're talking. I would need to move these scripts because this is not the right location. But that's fine. I'll do that. There we go. Okay. Here we are. We have this good. I don't need that. So there was something with like this, right? Where we determined that they had smite and we made them do radiant damage, right? So I want to do something like that as like just a nice easy, in and out test, right? Let's put this over here. Let's do this. Let's make a new one over here. Sure. All right. Um, I think I actually should import mods.ddd.modifiers. I don't know. I need to see. I'm gonna move this over here so that I can see what I'm building. What the hell am I actually building? What types do I have? Integration, CraftTweaker types. Yes, okay. It's gonna be an item modifier builder. So it's gonna be mods.ddd.modifiers.item modifier builder. Modifier builder. No big deal. We're good. Um, Now I need to use the create, right? Create item damage modifier. So this is gonna be val builder is gonna be mods.ddd.modifiers modifiers dot item modifier builder. What are you doing? Dot create item damage modifier. I'll just call it smite. And we'll save this as smite mod. That's not how you smell this. That's not how you smell that word. It's also not how you spell that word. Okay, so I've created an item damage modifier, and the modifier builder, I need to spell schmell. It's the same. It's all the same. Okay, so now we have to set a couple things. Builder dot should reallocate. Should reallocate. Let's set that to false. And the priority can be 0. That's fine. Reallocate what is default false, so that's fine. All right, so now we do this. We do builder.setMod. And I'm gonna use this radiant. And it's gonna be like a 0.1 boost, right? And now I have to set is modifier applicable. Builder dot is modifier applicable equals function. And then this is a predicate. So this function is modifier applicable item stack. So this is going to be stack. Boom. Right? And now we just need to return true false. So now we basically do a lot of this stuff here. Right? Now, the stack should be non-null. This is kind of guaranteed. If stack dot is enchanted, this is a Zen getter. Thank you for your bit. I appreciate your bit donation. Bit. Yes, dude. The bit. So now we do if. I just bought some for the stream. Ah, dude, nice. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Every bit matters. Every bit counts. Every bit counts, you know? If enchant dot definition hella bits. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Enchant definition dot ID is enchantment. No, bro. Autocomplete. No, autocomplete. Smite dot ID. Did I do this right? Yeah. All right. Well, let's make this like 50% boost if you have any smite enchantment. Now, if you wanted to be dependent on the level of smite, you'd have to have one modifier for smite 1, one modifier for smite 2, one modifier for smite 3, and so on. I don't know what bits even do. Bits are you're basically tipping, right? So each bit basically equates to I think it's like a 1-to-1 cent, right? And so you're basically tipping the streamer when you throw bits, and streamers receive a large majority. Like obviously Twitch takes a cut, right? Like you know they have to. They're a service. They need to take cut, but like a lot of that goes to the streamer, and usually there can be ways to redeem bits for some rewards depending on some things streamers have set up and stuff. And so it's a good way to show support for the streamer. I would gift a sub, but I don't have enough, and that's all right. I appreciate you coming in, throwing one bit. I appreciate it. I really do. Because it does show that you wish to support the stream, and it means a lot. It really does. Throwing 30 bits. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. Enchantments. I forgot I need to do this. I can't move this up? Yeah, freaking joking. I gotta do this. I gotta do... Oh, it's control. Okay, slightly different hotkeys. I love it. So we'll return true in that instance, right? If we go through and we find it, we will return true. Otherwise, we'll return false. And I believe that's more or less the way you'd set up something like this. You check if it's enchanted, check if it has enchantments. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And then what you do is we do builder.build, I believe. Yeah, and then it builds it, and then it does that. I only cheer one bit at a time. Wait, you can only cheer one bit at a time? You could cheer more than one bit at a time. I only have like 90. Oh, I see. It's about conserving the bits. In that case, I understand. I thought you were saying, oh, like, Twitch won't let me cheer more than one bit at a time. And I was like, wait, what? That's okay. It's okay. You could you gotta make them last, right? You gotta make it last. Exactly. You gotta make it last. That was about, you know what? I appreciate the B-Day cake. It is 5 days late, but we love it. Stream full of cheers, yep. It's like conserving ninjutsu. Y'all gotta make them hit hard. No, I know how. Oh, there you go. See? There you go. Oh, so it's a bit of both. I mean, you can definitely make it last. I have some bits, right? And I've been like, you know what? I should definitely like raid a streamer and just like throw one. And just like just see what happens, right? Um because I also have to make these bits last, you know? Happy late birthday though. Thank you. I appreciate. I appreciate. I definitely I had a lot of fun. For those who weren't there for the birthday stream, I just basically made a bunch of different types of cakes and cupcakes in Continuum. I still have them. And when I finish making the space station and the game doesn't crash when I put something down, I will make a cake room, and that's where I will put all the cakes and cupcakes and stuff on the space station, so that I will have space cake. It's basically the idea. That is the goal. I forgot to open up CurseForge. Dang it! Now I gotta spend 9 years opening up CurseForge. But then we can check to see if this works. So if I enchant something, it should add 50% radiant damage to it, and then it should scale everything. So we can see what happens here, right? One could say you have nothing but mooncakes. Thank you for... Oh, dude, that's a very cute doggo. Very cute doggo. Mooncakes are so very tasty. Wait, that wasn't a jape? Now I gotta know. Mooncake is a Chinese bakery product traditionally eaten during the Mid-Autumn Festival. The festival is primarily about the harvest, while legend connects it to moon watching, and mooncakes are regarded as a delicacy. Okay. I have done a learn. I have done a learn. So let's say we have if I apply smite to like the stone sword, right? The stone sword is 100% bludgeoning, right? Why? Oh no. I think OBS stopped responding for a second there. And dude, I've never experienced what it was like for fear to enter my soul in such a short amount of time. So it does this, right? And then what's gonna happen is that it's not, since it's not reallocating, it's gonna be 150. And then it's gonna distribute it evenly. Which I think means that it's gotta scale it down. How does it scale it down? How does it scale it down? Let's double check how it scales it down. I might also be missing something still that I need to do, but I'm not sure. I might have already done that, in which case, good. Okay, it's in which registry? Yeah, the distribution modifier registry, where it gets the weights, and if it needs to scale the weights, it gets a scale factor by summing out the values divided by 100. That's not right. That is the reverse of right. I need to do the reverse. Oh my gosh. Dude, check this. Check this. Check my lack of a brain here. This is crazy. I gotta go to biology now. Just got out of civics. I had to oh, you have civics. Yeah, I was like helping someone with careers and it was interesting. Um I was just like just do whatever you need to do, man. I don't know. So check this out. This is how I scale it, right? Weirdly, I used to love civics. Yeah, it's interesting. So I sum up all the values in the map, right? For this map. Now, what this is gonna give me is gonna give me um this is not percentages for starters, right? So this is going to it's gonna sum this up. And it's out of one, right? Because all the weights are out of one, right? Um and that's gonna get us 1.5. And I don't want to multiply by 1.5 because that's just gonna make things larger. I need to divide by the scale factor. So I do the reverse here. I do 1.0f divided by this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your love. So in this case, I sum this up. I'll get 1 plus 0.5 will give me 1.5. I'll divide that. 1 divided by 1.5 is 2/3. And then I will replace it. And then what I should have is 66% bludgeoning and 33% radiant. Because it should be a 2 to 3 like a yeah, like a 2 to 3 ratio. Right? But if I didn't reallocate, it should go 50-50, right? So that's where that's where the difference is. Um Now one thing I gotta know is I don't think I did this. Or maybe I did. Abstract updatable capability. Okay, so you can definitely add modifiers and remove modifiers, and that's cool. Um, cool, 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 cool. Now the distribution. I mean, iDistribution has an update, right? Oh, it doesn't. Oh wait, it does. With respect to its item stack owner. Hmm. So that deserializes a specific NBT. I don't know if because what if you remove a modifier? Then it needs to go back. So I need another protected DDD base map. It's gonna be the modded map. Right? Like this. And now this should now copy it, right? Modded map dot put all this dot this map. Now for this modifier thing, does it does set new weights. So it's doing this. Or should this be like an original copy? Yeah. Original map. Call this original map. Because we can add and remove modifiers. And then in this case, I think I want to do I can get the names of applicable modifiers, check if it matches, then apply modifiers, right? That was the whole idea. And the get weight should return all of that. Serialize specific. Okay, I need to serialize specific NBT. This shouldn't be a tag list, right? It should be NBT tag compound still. And this should still be tag compound. And the reason I need to do that, Bert, what are you doing? You're taking 9 years. Let's get that going. This is going to be NBT tag compound. And this is going to be compound. However, this does not work like that now, but we're fine because what I do is I'm going to have a NBT tag compound. I'm going to make a new MBT tag compound. And then in this tag, I'm going to set tag. And I need to put that like here probably. Yeah, probably put this here still. Okay, so we'll have those two keys, right? And then here in the original weights, I will put DDD base map dot to NBT, and I'm gonna do this dot original map, and then I'm gonna basically do the same thing. However, this is now going to be modded weights, and this is going to be dist. And then I'm going to return the tag. And now I can do this dot dist map equals tag, or sorry, DDD base map. No, don't do this. Dot from NBT, I will pass in tag dot get tag list. It's gonna be the modded weights, and the type is going to be new NBT tag float dot get ID. Sure, whatever. Works for me, bro. NBT dot float tag ID. And the default val is gonna be 0.0. Alright, I need a supplier, right? Yeah, okay. Now we do the same thing. However, we now change it to the original map. And we change this to original weights. Okay. That deserializes all the specific stuff. I do this because this original map is needed. Hi, Schmoozmeets. How are you today? I learned about mooncake today. It's crazy. And all of this relies on the modded weights, which is what we're going to be doing, right? Pretty good. Pretty good. Now what I do is I provide the update. I override the update. Mooncake? Yes, mooncake. Mooncake
Well, I got to learn what mooncake was. So I was talking about the birthday stream that I did and how I made a bunch of different cakes, and that I was gonna put the cakes in my space station. And we were talking about space cake, and then mooncake came up kind of naturally. So thank you for the stretch redeem. I appreciate your yeeps. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do um DDD registries dot modifiers dot I think, well, I need to get item stack damage distribution registry dot get names of applicable modifiers for the owner. Right, so this is a set. Now, what I want to do is check containment. In other words, dot contains all. Wait, do I have a cool thing for this? Dude, what if I had a cool thing for this? I know Mooncake from the Final Space series. That's cool. What is the Final Space series, actually? 'Cause I don't know. I was about to just go off being like, that's cool. That's also something I don't know. But now I want to know. What is the Final Space series? I think it was in here, right? Yeah, give me Y math. Surely you have set equality here, right? You have set minus and set union. Bro. All right. Public static final parameterized with X set. Oh wait, this should just be a Boolean. Set equals set X A set X B. Now we're gonna check to see if these two sets equal each other. That's a good series, and yeah, that's where they get their name from, I think. Oh, that's cool. Return A dot contains all B and B dot contains all A. So if A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A, then that means that they are in fact equal. They contain the same elements. Not gonna lie, Mooncake was good and Moonpie was god tier. Mooncake is a green something in the series. Is Mooncake a China cake? It is. This is what I learned. All right. I'm gonna share the same knowledge. I didn't even close the tab. A mooncake is a Chinese bakery product traditionally eaten during the Mid-Autumn Festival. The festival is primarily about the harvest, while a legend connects it to moon watching, and mooncakes are regarded as a delicacy. Mooncakes are offered between friends or on family gatherings while celebrating the festival, according to Wikipedia. But I'd believe it. This makes sense. So now I have this. All right, so now that I have this, check this. I do ymath.set equals, I pass in this nonsense, all of this, right? So look at this, boom. Actually, just do boom. Shit. Take this, right? Don't need this. Put this, boom. Now, and then we do this dot get modifiers. So we need to check if it's equal. No, end here. Right? If they're equal, then that means the modifiers that we need to apply and the modifiers that are already applied are identical. I.e., return this. Right? Just return this. I guess actually what we should do is we should check to see if they aren't equal. Now, if they aren't equal, now what we should do is we should do this dot dist map dot clear. We should clear it, and then we should do this dot dist map dot put all, and then we're gonna put the original map, right? We're gonna basically copy over the original weights because we're going to reapply all of the modifiers. That way they can all be reapplied in the proper order. This does technically mean that if you modify the weights without going through the modifiers, that would get erased. So that's going to be interesting. Because we'll have to look at the Tetra and the Tinker's distributions and just make sure that works. Or we register all that as like modifiers itself, but I don't think that's a good idea. And then we're going to do this dot, or sorry, we're going to do DDD registries dot modifiers dot get item stack damage distribution registry dot apply modifiers. Right, we can't actually even do that. Because this being just a distribution, we don't know whether this is an armor distribution, a shield distribution, a damage distribution, so we actually don't know. I actually can't do this here. So what I will instead do is I will have an abstract thing here. I will make this a protected abstract IDDD modifier this needs to be an item stack. And then this needs to be something that extends iDistribution. And then this needs to be this with item stack. So now I instead just do this dot get modifier registry. And do the same thing here. This dot get modifier registry dot, what are you doing? Dot apply modifiers to the owner, and the cap should be this. However, this does not work because apply modifiers is not applicable to item stack iDistribution. Maybe I'll have a protected thing as a check. Do this. I need to pass an item stack as the owner. That's assuming that it's always being applied to an item stack, but it is absolutely 100% not. So, yeah, that's crazy, bro. Modifiers dot get item stack. Oh, I need to like know which thing. You know what? It's not worth it. The distribution itself doesn't need it because the I'd be trying too much. So don't worry about the distribution. Instead, worry about the what is this? Do serialize specific MBT? Wait, I thought I did that here. Oh, because this must be MBT type compound. That's right. That makes sense. Okay, that's good. Now I must go to damage distribution. And now this is where I have the update. So for item stacks, I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a specific like private update where we're gonna pass in an iCapability provider. This is gonna be parameterized by T. iCapability provider. This is a provider. Actually, I don't think this is parameterized. I think a few places are getting them recently with the new year on the way past December. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, this is not. Oh, this needs to be T extends iCapability provider. I need to parameterize it like this, then I can pass in any T here. What are you doing? Right? And now I need to pass in IDDD modifier registry. This should be damage distribution. Now I need to parameterize this. This is going to be T. This is going to be damage distribution. And then this is going to be IDDD cap modifier parameterized by T. Okay. Now I do if not ymath dot set equals provider get names of applicable modifiers for the provider, and this dot get modifiers. Now if they're not equal, now we do the thing where I do this map dot clear, and then this map dot put all, and I pass in this dot original map, a copy there. And now I do reg dot apply modifiers to this provider and this. Now this is never used locally, that's fine. That's the process for applying the modifiers. Now I have to provide these implementations where I do update. I pass in the owner, and I pass in ddd registries dot modifiers dot get item stack damage distribution registry. And this is basically the same thing. Return this dot update, where I pass in the owner, and this is ddd registries dot modifiers dot get entity damage distribution registry. Now I need to do a quick if owner instance of entity. And now I can return this dot updates entity cast the owner, and then I'm going to do ddd registries dot modifiers dot get entity damage distribution registry again, and then otherwise I return this. Okay, good. I need to do this here. This dot original map dot put all this dot dist map. Copy it over. And in the modifier registry, I scale it before I set it, which is important. And I make sure that it's set to 0 and stuff. Okay. That should be good. Maybe. I hope. Probably. So that's the damage distribution that works. Now the armor distribution, I have to do a thing here where I'm gonna have to basically do the whole thing where I'm gonna do if ymath dot set equals ddd modify or ddd registries dot modifiers dot get item stack armor distribution registry dot get names of applicable modifiers passing the owner and this, which is this dot get modifiers. Registries, no, not distributions. Modifiers dot get item stack armor distribution registry dot apply modifiers to the owner and this. It's the exact same thing, it's just the registry changes, but just due to the way this thing is parameterized, I can't really do this easily in a generic sense. So I'm just gonna do it like this. And now I also need the shield distribution. If I copy the shield distribution, whenever I try and access the shield distribution, it'll update anyway. It's fine, doesn't matter. Or DDD registries, I keep forgetting. registries dot modifiers dot get item stack shield distribution registry dot get names of applicable modifiers, passing in this item stack and this dot get modifiers. This dot this map dot clear, this dot this map dot put all, this dot the original map, and now I do ddd registries dot modifiers, get the shield distribution registry, and apply this here. Okay, that's all of that. Now, the only other one is this one. Where I basically do the exact same thing. If set equals trees dot modifiers dot entity resistance registry, get name of applicable modifier, pass in this dot get modifiers. Now, before we go crazy here, now I need to figure out what's going on here. Could I use this to get this backwards and then use that to compute a new adaptive amount modified? If I change this? Probably, right? Because if I do e to that, multiply by that, and I get this, then I can divide this by this, take natural logarithm, I get this, then I do this and I compute it backwards. My favorite Minecraft runs out of memory. That's just normal stuff. I'm going to return this dot adaptive amount modified equals float math dot exp on this yeah, I cast that to a float as well, times this dot adaptive amount, right? Yeah, boom. Adaptive amount modified equals average weakness adaptive amount. Yeah. Now I can just do this dot compute and set adaptive weakness, and I pass in this, right? Now the reason I do that is because I'm going to need that later. It's a useful tool that'll help us out later. Isn't there a flag for this? Yeah. If modconfig.core.enable adaptive weakness, now I do this here. Float last average weakness is going to be I need to do this now in reverse. This dot adaptive amount modified divided by this dot adaptive amount. Right? So I divide by this. I take ln, and I have this. Okay. Math dot. Oh, is it math dot log? Does this take natural logarithm? Yeah, it does. Okay. Of this. Boom. That computes it in reverse. Awesome. That's the last average weakness. We are going to need that. So this has in damage resistances. This has resistances and immunities. I think I need resistances or like original resistances and original immunities. Do I have to then do that? Probably, right? Probably. All right. And then this dot original resistances equals new DDD base map. There's gonna be a float here. Right, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this here because I set this, right? Set the set. Now I'm gonna do dot put all. I'm gonna put all of this dot resistances in here. And now I'm gonna do the same thing here where I do this dot. Wait, I don't need to do that here. I'm gonna do this dot immunity or this dot original immunities. Original. Equals new. Actually, can I do sets dot new hash set here? New hash set. Yeah, I can just pass in an iterable. This dot immunities. When you distribute it, or when you serialize stuff. Oh, right, because I have this. To NBT. Key value. Type wait. Gotcha. Gotcha. I gotch all of yous. Okay. Now, I still have no idea if this is gonna work, but we're gonna figure this out. Here I need to set this. Let's get some strings going here. I don't know if I need it for the other one. Probably not, right? Because your serialize is this. Yeah. So that's fine. Type, amount, resistances, immunities. So this needs to be now be resistances and immunities. So here, when we're serializing specific MBT, this is going to be type key. This is also going to be type key. This is going to be amount key and amount key. This is resistance key and immunities key. And we do the same thing here. Okay, so that does make that a little bit better. We don't have random strings here, which is good. We appreciate that. So now this is for serializing all of that. Let's spell this correctly. Resistances. Original immunities. Immunities key. Right? Okay. We're cooking now, right? So now I'm gonna have a private thing here. Wait, isn't this resistances? This is a. Why don't I just do? Probably because it's slightly different. All right, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. MBT tag list. Make a new MBT tag list, and now I do map dot for each. I can't do that yet. I think pretty sure it's set string, right? Yeah, it's set string and then it's set float. A type key and the value is going to be type dot get type name. Yeah, get type name. And now I do tag.set float amount key, and this is going to be amount. Probably, right? Yeah. And then I append this tag here. And then I return the list. I guess it could be static. Resistances to NVT. I have to do this. Original list. And then I'm going to pass in the original resistances. And now I don't need this at all. Is this just another? Yeah, it's another empty tag list. And now yeah, I just need to make it's just a list. Actually, I don't even, well, yeah, I could do types.stream.map bdd damage type get type name dot for each list append tag. Oh, I need to do that whole thing. You know what? I just do type stuff for each. This is probably a little bit faster. Immunities MBT, pass in this dot immunities, and now do the same thing here. This dot original immunities. And then I don't need this. Right? Tag dot set tag. This is original resistances and original list. Tag dot set tag original immunities, and I pass in original immunities. Now I have to basically do the same thing here where I iterate over the tag list and then put that there. Okay, and we put that in there. So now I need to do list for each NBT. Welcome back, welcome back. So I have to get the type and I have to get the float. I should probably just clear them. Thank you for your bits. I appreciate the bits. Hope you had a good class. Wait, there's no way I can nest function or methods, right? I'm pretty sure you can do this. No, you can't do this. Yeah, that's what I thought. You can't do that. It sucked. Oh no. If DDD registries dot damage types dot is registered. Why do I have that? That's so weird. Check if the type key is not null. That what I wrote didn't make any sense. Tag dot get string type key. So what made it so bad? That's what I want to know. Wait, if this needs to be this, just do. Do this. Get rid of this. Take this. Move this in here. And then we do damage type. He's just lame, just not a fun class. Aw, that blows. I'm really sorry to hear that. I feel like there's definitely some subjects that can really be hit or miss, and it's really dependent on like who's teaching it. I had a couple of professors when I was in university that
like the course wasn't bad, but it's not the professor was bad either. It's just it didn't work. Like I took a complex analysis course, and maybe it was a time slot of the class, or maybe it was the professor. The professor was perfectly fine. I I literally just took a swig, but I'll take another one just for you. There we go. And it's like it's not like there's anything inherently wrong with the professor or the course. It's just I don't know. It was some combination of time slot, professor, and course. I just could not do it. And complex analysis just like it didn't it just I didn't like do that well in it. But real analysis, I did great. And maybe it was the professor there and the course content and the time slot or whatever, right? Like it was different. Now, complex analysis is very different from real analysis, but you know, it can. I sometimes I find it can be hit or miss. Oh wait, what am I doing? Now I need to do mapped output. Put the damage type, and the value should be tag.getFloat amount key. Right? That's what I did here. Yeah. However, I'm not gonna throw some null pointer exception here. Instead, I'm just going to print that it was unable to. Because the problem is that if I throw a null pointer exception, like let's say you register a custom damage type, and then you do this, right? And then you decide you no longer want that custom damage type and you remove it. Then existing things in your world just like break, and the world will no longer be able to load because it will constantly throw a null pointer because it can't find this damage type. So instead of doing that, just throw a warning, like throw an error message saying that it wasn't possible to find it. Thank you. Oh, that's such a that's the shamrock. I was gonna say that's a nice clover, but it's shamrock. Dude, there's so many interesting like cheer emotes. I didn't even know about this. That's so cool. I would need to put this as a string here. And then do this. That's just like the only really feasible way to do this, so it's not completely ridiculous. Alright, do that. Then do string.format. Now that actually entirely depends on how this does from NBT. Oh, it also does require non-null. Okay, I have decided. I have decided. I'm here. I'm gonna do the same thing. Validate non-null. Yeah, just validate non-null here. Validate non-null and
pass this back in here. Pass this in here. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. There we go. Oh man, wait, what's oh man? Math sucks sometimes. I, as someone who really likes math and like went to school for math, um, it's hard, like, I understand that not many people like math. And I'm not gonna say, oh, you don't like math, you don't know what you're missing or whatever, because like, no, you don't have to like it. I will say that math can really help develop critical thinking and problem solving skills, which can be nice. But if you don't like math, you don't like math, right? Now, there is a difference between not liking math and being afraid of math. I don't think you should be afraid of math. But if you don't like math, hey, I don't like history. So, to each their own, right? So we do this, and now I need to. That's actually all I need to do, is just list up for each and then do that. This resistances dot clear. I don't know why I'm doing this. This dot immunities dot clear. This dot original immunities dot clear. And then this dot original resistances dot clear. It's funny because I'm in geometry in 9th grade, so I could be done with math in 10th grade. I mean, yeah, fair enough, right? Like, I'm now it depends on where you want to go and what you want to do, right? But yeah, if what you want to do doesn't require math, then that's fine, right? I realized there was something I also borked here. Which I will fix. I will fix. And we will do that in a moment. Resistances from NBT, yeah, this is what I want. Thank you. Oh, look at that. 12 bits. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Resistances from NBT. We're gonna do a resistances. And then we're gonna pet this dot resistance is fine, be like that. And now we need to pass in tag dot get tag list resistances key. And it's gonna be NBT dot Oh, I didn't know they had this. That's cool. Oh well, whatever. I have my own. Resistance from MBT, this dot original resistances, and I'm gonna have to do tag dot get tag list original resistances key and MBT dot compound tag ID. Now I need also now have an immunities thing, immunities from MBT. And now we're going to do LC dot for each. We definitely need to cast it. No, we don't, because there's an MBT tag string. I can do an MBT tag string dot thing. Because it's MBT base, right? So types dot add. Do you have like a get for anything? Probably not, right? Yeah, you don't. So then I do MBT tag string cast the NBT, then put this into more parentheses like these, and then do dot get string. Oh wait, yeah, now I have to do that. Validate. I have to do the whole validate non-null thing. Validate non-null. This is gonna validate DDD registries dot damage types dot get, and we're gonna put this over here. There we go. Look at that. Nice, beautiful one-liner with like a million parentheses, but it's fine. Immunities from NBT, this dot immunities, and then tag dot get tag list immunities key, and this is going to be NBT dot string tag ID. Immunities immunities from NBT, this dot original immunities, and then tag dot get tag list original immunities key, and MBT dot string tag ID. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna drop the rest of my bits. I only watch you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate your bits. Your bits are valuable. Your bits are beautiful. I say go for it. Chat, are we in agreement? Thank you for your 65 bits. 65 bitties. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy the streams. I'm glad you have a good time. Okay, so this has now everything, right? Because it's basically the same thing here. And now it's just the reverse. Hey, I could tag let's do all that stuff. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so now everything is beautiful here. Now I have to go back. I have to go back to this one. What if I did... Not do... now I have to do, maybe there is a way I can generalize this. Maybe. Maybe there is a way I can generalize it. But this only has update for item stacks, so... Maybe not at the same time. Pass in the set. Put the mods in here. Now what I do is I'm going to do mods.for each. I forgot to do this add modifier. I forgot to actually add it as the modifiers so that it knows what modifiers are being applied. That's a damage distribution. Now to do it for the armor distribution. Yeah, and this is a set anyway, so it doesn't matter. And now I need it for the shield one. Okay. And now take this, put this here, go here, and now put in the mods here. Do that, and now mod stuff for each this add modifier. Okay, that works. And now the damage resistances. Does the damage resistances have an update? No, it just has. Right. I mean, they definitely could. You're telling me it doesn't have an update? It does have an update. What does this update implement? Oh, it's damage resistances. This is damage resistances, so that's fine. I bought more bits. Heck yeah! So now that I got that, the update here, I need to do the same thing here. String, good for me. Set equals this thing, right? Take this, throw this over here. Bada boop, bada bing. Bing, bang, boom. Pass in the mods here. And now we will do mod stuff for each this add modifier. So we don't forget to do that there. Nice, okay. Good, good, good. And now that I have all of that, this is the adaptive amount. The adaptive amount modified is something that gets modified by adaptive weakness. Do I need an adaptive amount original? Hmm. Because this gets modified by being directly set when it's updated. But I'm updating this adaptive amount. I need the original, yeah. Adaptive key is gonna be adaptive. Oh, another cute doggo. Frankers. I approve. And this is adaptive amount. And adaptive amount modified. Not modifier, modified. And this is adaptive amount original. That's not how you spell that. Do I need the set? Yeah, but that doesn't get updated. Adaptability status. Adaptability status. Adapt. I think that's all I need for that. So now let's make this better. Adaptive key. Adaptive amount key. Adaptive amount modified key. No, not modifier key. Modified key. Adaptive amount original key is this dot adaptive amount original. Hold all my stocks to buy some bits. Oh no. Don't take away your life savings, bro. Wait till the market's down to buy stuff again. This is gonna be adaptive key. Adaptive amount key. Adaptive amount key, and can I do adaptive amount modified key? I can. Nice. This dot adaptive amount original is tag dot get float adaptive amount original. And want to do it for a bit. Oh, fair enough, and I do appreciate it. Adaptability status, and then this is adaptability status. Oh, you finally got a new one? Nice! How much did you... I can't remember. How much did you manage to sell it for? Okay, so it just passes the serialized capability, and then it deserializes the capability, and then the handler just deserializes it. And okay, that's fine. 100, I think. Just got a Series S and not X. Nice, nice. I I don't know the differences. What are the differences between a Series S and a Series X? So if the original one is empty and the immunities is not. This dot original immunities dot add all this dot immunities. If this dot resistances dot is empty, sorry, if this is not empty, if this dot original resistances is empty and the original the resistance is not empty, then we're gonna do original resistances dot put all this dot resistances. Okay, so we definitely needed that. What about the damage distribution? Because oh wait, no, I think that's just in distribution, right? Because we have original weights, yeah. Now this get tag list, if it doesn't exist, you just return. Yeah, you just return. If this like get tag ID is 9, you try and do that. Okay, that's fine. They can do one of these. They can do one of these, but the American flag and not the gay flag. That's funny. Well, it's transgender flag. And show your love for Merca. Okay. So now that I've done all that, and all that is handled, now we have all that good. So now we take this last average weakness. We use it to compute. So we have the last average weakness, then I need to update it and like recompute, right? So yeah, I mean I got this. That's a fair point. They do got that. They do got that. Okay, so now I need to apply the modifiers. And how do I do that? Over here, not here, here. I just like went, oh, clear it and then put the modifiers, right? Okay. I heard we throw in bits. We throw in bits. That's true. That's true. Thank you for your bit. Every bit is appreciated. Yeah, yeah. Clear the immunities. This dot. Is it damage resistance map private? It is. I should have a thing here where I can clear the immunities. Or clear resistances. Same thing. Where are the damage distances? Here they are. We're gonna put this right here. Clear resistances. This dot resistances dot clear. Every bit matters. I'm gonna run out of. I'm gonna go need to get something else to drink because I'm gonna run out. Oh, hydration has occurred. Or I could just make it private. It doesn't matter. I got a few more where that came from. Okay, so we have that now. Now I can go here. And I can do, on update, I can do this dot copy originals. Why don't I just reset to? This resets to originals. And then I set this dot adaptive. I need that, I realize. What the heck is this? Adaptability. Nice typo. And I do the same thing here. Tag.set boolean. Adaptive original key this dot adaptive originally. Okay, if it has the key, then do that. Otherwise, set this dot adaptive originally to this dot adaptive. So we have that. And do this dot adaptive amount equals this dot adaptive amount original. Okay, so this is the... But what if I set it here? Then shouldn't it update the modified adaptive amount? It should, right? Okay, so if modconfig.core.enabled active weakness, then I compute the last average weakness as this dot compute last average weakness. Then And if adaptive weakness is not enabled, that doesn't matter. Okay, so we've got that. I've reset the two things that it gets set to. The adaptive amount thing remains the same. And now, I do ddd registries dot modifiers dot get entity resistance registry. What are you doing? Dot apply modifiers. This owner pass in this. And this is the thing, right? Because I need something more. I need an I modifier result. Where I need to know if I want to know if it was Now, the modifier registry, when it applies things, let's take a quick look. Okay, so that's that. Do I parameterize it 4 ways? Maybe I do. I do R extends. And that breaks like 5 million things. Actually, no, it doesn't. Hmm. Okay. I think that's good enough. I'm gonna add another parameter here. I put this here and here and here and here and here and here and here. Distance modifier result. Oh wait, I don't need that there. This is always going to be here. Now to put this here. Put this set here. I got constructor, which actually I don't need. is gonna return this dot types modified dot contains type. So it makes a copy of the weights. That goes here. Okay, so I think that handles that. And now add the unimplemented methods. And now I need to put a no op here. Import this. Okay, so here we're gonna return this, yeah, this dot types modified dot contains type. We're gonna return this dot got adaptive, return this dot lost adaptive, return this dot adaptive amount modified. Also going to use dot contains type. Okay, so this is never used anywhere, that's fine. Now I do this here. And now this is being used somewhere, so that's good. Now what I need to do is I need to do a whole bunch of stuff, and then I have to return results. What is this? Oh, cap.set resist. Oh yeah, because it sets that. Okay, so now wow, there's really no retain, huh? Yeah, it's weird. Okay, so what I need is I need to keep track of which ones. I had to do a slightly different thing here, right? Distribution modifier registry. Okay, so now I should. Hmm. No, that should be fine. That's for that. Now I need to. Okay, this dot add or other dot get immunities to add dot for each this add immunity. Get immunities to remove dot for each this remove immunity. I forgot to do that. Okay. Dot for each. Thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I need to result dot new immunities dot add type, and then you do cap dot. I think it's add immunity, or is it set immunity? Set immunity. immunity to true. I'm gonna do result dot lost immunities dot remove type because you can't lose an immunity and gain an immunity at the same time. Yes, nice bits indeed. Very good bits. So now result.new immunities, we remove the type because you can't have the immunity, you can't have gained the immunity and lost the immunity at the same time. Does make sense. That's for the immunities. Also, go on. Wish you all a good time. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully, it's been a nice time hanging out. I will see you later. If this is not 0, then result dot adaptive amount modified equals true. And then we do cap dot set adaptive amount. I don't need these here. Well, I don't do this. I instead do immunities to add immunities. Wait, why don't I just do immunities to add dot add all modifier dot get immunities to add. I do the same thing here. Immunities to remove dot add all modifier dot get immunities to remove. And I do adaptive amount plus equal modifier dot get adaptability mod. Right. Because all those are being set to final, so okay, so now I need to change this. Because this can't be done like this. I need to modifier in this dot pool applicable modifiers. And then we just get rid of this and this. There you go. That works. Modifier dot toggle adaptability dot or else no. There you go. So you know that mod that lets you cast Tinker's parts in a thermal transposer? I think I'm gonna try and fork it to use clay casts. It really doesn't use clay casts? That's really interesting. Okay, so we have that, and now I've set the resistances, and I add that, and now what I do is I check immunities to add dot for each type result dot new immunities dot add type I need to do immunities to add dot remove all modifier dot get immunities to remove. I have to remove the added immunities, and I have to add the removed immunities, and now I have to do immunities to remove dot remove all modifier dot get immunities add. I mean, replace all instances of normal class with clay casts. They're one use anyway. But like, is it not able to use clay casts normally? We add that. Okay, so we remove the added immunities from the added immunities, and we remove we remove the added immunities. From the removed immunities. What am I saying? Okay, so we remove from the removed immunities all the immunities we're supposed to add, and then we remove from the added immunities all immunities we're supposed to remove, so that they are disjoint sets. We must keep them disjoint. Nope. Not only uses normal casts, but also adds recipes to make ingot casts only, I guess. Hmm. Oh, but you could have a cast that could totally. You could have a recipe that totally could take. That could totally make a clay cast as well by you just change the fluid to like molten clay instead of alubrass. So now that they're disjoint sets, I don't need to worry about anything because they're disjoint. No, what are you doing? So we do t dot get first dot for each type. What we want to do is we want to do t dot get second dot add the type, and then do cap dot Yeah, and then I can't use claycast in a transposer at all. Well, yeah, you need to fork it to use claycasts. That part is true. It's just one Java file. How could it be? Says first one a week on this. Things have, that stuff has happened. Oh, wait, I should totally make these an iterate. Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah, forget this. Make an iterator of a set. I just need a new list.new array list. I do immunities to add, immunities to remove, dot iterator. Right, we have that iterator. Then you need a new iterator, another iterator, which is going to be result sets, which is going to be list.new array list for result.new immunities, result.lost immunities, dot iterator. Then another iterator on a consumer. Yes. The first one is going to take the type and it's going to do. No, it seems to be by consumer. No, it can be a consumer. It can be a consumer. It can be a consumer. Consumer. Cap dot set immunity for type and set that to true. And I need a dot iterator on this. Cannot infer type arguments. But it needs to be an iterator of consumers, bro. I'm making this way harder than it needs to be. There we go. 280 lines of code, just need to figure out what tells the game the cast type. Yeah, it should be that. I mean, depending on your experience, might be a thing, but, while status dot has an extra, it doesn't matter which iterator I use. It really doesn't. Yo, what's good, my mans? I'm back. Welcome back. So this needs to be a set. equals immunities sets dot next, and then I'm gonna need another one, which is gonna be result set is the result sets dot next, and then I do boolean status b whatever equals status dot next. Boom. Now I do immunities dot for each cap dot set immunity for this type. I need to do something a little bit more. It needs to be two things here. Cap dot set immunity for the type to B, and then I need to do result set dot add type. Boom. I wrote a basic Java calculator, I guess. I mean, yeah, okay, then you could probably gotta do it. Well, might take a little bit of research, but I'm sure you could do it. There, and that does everything without me having to write multiple code because I don't want to do that. Adaptive amount and adaptability. Okay, so now if adaptive amount does not equal cap dot get adaptive amount, then cap dot set adaptive amount to adaptive amount and to result dot adaptive amount modified to true, then adaptability. Thank you. This last my bits. Thank you for your 120 bits. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for your very generous donations this stream. It's really been really nice. I really do appreciate it. This is not going to work the way I thought it was going to work. I was going to do result dot got adaptive. Like, I can't do this. I can do this? That's wild. Okay. Do you need to go to Ko-Fi and gift you some stuff? I do need to go to Ko-Fi. I can't fucking read, bro. Oh my gosh. I need to go to Ko-Fi and gift you some stuff. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Alright. I ran out of juice. I need to go get something else to drink. I will be back. Okay, I've returned. With a glass of water. So we're good. We're good. So I'm gonna do this dot no. I know what I'm doing. Result dot got adaptive. That's gonna be set to opinion on Dr. Pepper. Um, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of pops. Like I'll have like an orange pop or like a grape pop or something like that. But like pops outside of that, like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, etc. Um, I don't really drink. So my opinion of something like Dr. Pepper would be eh. I don't drink it, so I don't feel like I can form a pretty genuine opinion. It's going to be set to your opinion on Dr. Pepper. No, it's not going to be set to my opinion on Dr. Pepper. It's going to be set to a Boolean value. Result I got adaptive. That's going to be if we're set to adaptive and cap dot and we're not adaptive. Right? Like if we weren't originally adaptive and we're going to be set to adaptive, then we got adaptive. Right? And now we're going to do result dot lost adaptive. That's going to be set to if we no longer adaptive and we have adaptive. And now I do cap dot set adaptive resistance to B. Now, did I set all that? I got that. The adaptive amount modified. Yes, that was set, and all these things are set. This is all going to be important. Probably. I don't know. What do you mean it's not used? What what the fuck do you mean it's not used? That's what I thought. Where is this? Damage distribution.java? Oh, because it needs to pass in a specific registry, which is going to be IDDD modifier result. There you go, look at that. Okay, so this is where it clears it and it puts it back, right? Now, in this instance for damage distribution, I'm not too sure if there's much you can do because, yeah. Because, like, what else are you gonna do, right? Like, you can't really, um, I can't really say, like, what weight should be kept and all that other stuff in this instance. So here, like, nothing, right? We don't do anything. Um, and the same goes for the armor distribution. Well, I mean, for the armor distribution, maybe not. Maybe we can do something with the armor distribution. Here we can't, because we have to clear our distribution map and then we reset our distribution map to something else, right? But in the instance of the armor distribution, right? Here's what I'm thinking. So we do all of this, right? And we clear this and then we apply our modifiers. Now, what if there was type that like wasn't touched? A type that was in here, but not in here, and was not touched by this. Then we should keep it, I think. right? Who knows how it got it? But I think in that instance, we should keep it. I don't even know if you can. I don't think you can set weight. Oh, wait, you can set weight. Okay, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Is what I'm saying make any sense? Because I think it might. I think I might be cooking. So I need to keep this before. So I need a set of map dot. Oh, but the entry set is gonna be backed by the map. I don't want that. Um, that just makes sense to just be a map. Yeah, map. Or whatever, DDD base map, probably. That way I don't have to parameterize as many things, because it's always going to be parameterized by float for the key. A new weights. That's going to be, I'm going to do this dot dist map dot stream. No, I have to do entry set dot stream. Wait, I don't need to do that. What am I doing? This dot dist map dot for each one, right? For each type and weight. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to check, import the thing. We're going to check if this dot original map dot contains key. If it contains the if it contains this, if it doesn't contain the key, then we're going to do new weights. Oh, what am I doing? This needs to be like this. Like that. This needs to be a new base map. Airpoint 0F, there we go. New weights dot put the type and the weights. Right, so those are the new weights. Those are the weights that were in here, or those are the weights that were in here, but were not in here. And then we're going to go, we apply the modifiers, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to check. Because if the type was not modified, well, actually, that could be a fair point. What if you lost a modifier that was caused by it? I don't know if I can do that. Because like what if you had a modifier, let's say you had fire protection, right? And that like gave your armor fire effectiveness, and then what you did was you removed that fire protection and you swapped it out for, I don't know, maybe you swapped it out for a different type of protection. Lightning protection or whatever. I don't know, bro. Right? And that gave you like lightning effectiveness. The fire thing would not have been touched by this. But you definitely shouldn't keep it. But if you got a fire effectiveness buff from something else, then I think the problem is that you run into you run into the issue of like you don't know what's been set by a modifier and what hasn't been set by a modifier, and trying to keep track of that to effectively know what gets changed and what doesn't get changed and what things in it should be set and what things shouldn't be set is not worth it in my opinion. Um, to that end, I argue that it's much better to, if there was like mod integration or whatever, to just set modifiers to do that. So I don't need this. All right, I think anyway. And then the same argument applies to the shield distributions. However, I argue that the it does not apply to this. Because what if you got a buff elsewhere, right? Again, I sort of need to be able to keep track though. Because there is a Craft Tweaker event that gives you access to the resistances so that you can modify the resistances when a mob spawns. Now, it doesn't make sense if those buffs that you apply can't be, like, maintained because some other modifier comes along and updates it, right? But I don't know how to consolidate that conflicting information. Unless I just deprecate it. We just make mobs not spawn at all. Oh, that's big brain. I think I just need to deprecate the event here. This event here, the assign mob resistances event. I think this needs to get deprecated. Because this gets... This is an event that fires when it assigns mob resistance to allow control over resistances. The event fires during an entity join world event. Modifying the resistance here will modify the entity resistances permanently. Yeah, and this is just passed straight through to be modified. Okay. It might not be worth keeping the event. Because it might be better to apply a modifier that can be gained or lost dynamically. In which case, was this entire thing even needed? Was the modifier result even needed? Hmm. One thing I definitely could do is that if it lost modifiers, like if it gained a modifier, or sorry, if it gained an immunity, like let's say it gained an immunity to bludgeoning from a modifier, and then that modifier is removed and replaced with a different modifier that gives it immunity to piercing, it no longer has that immunity. But if something else came along and gave it immunity to bludgeoning, and then a modifier was applied to give it immunity to piercing, then again, it needs to know that that came from a modifier or not, which it can't know. It can't possibly know. Unless I keep track of things that were modified externally and try to maintain that. But then again, if I'm keeping track of things that were modified externally to try to maintain so that they don't get removed when a modifier is applied, just turn it into a modifier. Just like that, just turn it into a modifier. In which case, I just wasted a bunch of time. Cool. That's awesome. This no longer makes sense. I have to undo all of this because none of this makes sense. I don't know what I'm doing here. Wasting time. That's cool. It doesn't need a modifier result. Everything should just be expressed as modifiers in that case. This needs to be void. Well, that's cool. Now, it wasn't a complete waste of time, I would say, because I still needed to do some things, but definitely don't need these anymore. There's no result to return. There's none of this to set. There's none of this to set. There's there isn't this. There isn't this. And there isn't this. There isn't that. And there isn't this. Okay, we're good. We don't need this. 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 Neither that, neither that, neither that, neither that, neither this. We don't need this. This is void. Alright, well, alright, look, we don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. There we go. Which one is this? Oh. Oh yeah, we don't need this. Oh. Now I have to get rid of this again. And this again, and this again, and this again, and this again, and this again. Oh, I need to get rid of this here. Oh, no way. Cool. All right. Now I have applied the modifiers. And now I'm going to do this dot compute and compute and set this passing in the last average weakness. Now that we have the new thing, right? Now, what other warning do you have for me? The import do modifier registry? What did we talk about? Oh, well, yeah, because I got rid of that. Okay. Okay. So the mob resistances now correctly updates, applying the modifiers. And now I should go I mean, These are a little old. They would get overridden by modifiers, but is this even used anywhere? No, it isn't. Oh yeah, and now I don't need this. Because, it's unnecessary. I don't think I need a get resistance either. Or sorry, a get is needed. Set, I don't think I need. And the remove resistance, I probably don't need either. I probably don't need this, I probably don't need this. I probably don't need this. And I don't need Zen setters. I'm gonna put this down. That doesn't make sense. Because someone's gonna use this, set this, and it's just gonna get overwritten by any modifiers that get applied. So just set a modifier. The gets are totally fine. And the has is totally fine. Those are totally good. But these are not necessary. And update never used, so don't need it. I don't need this either. I don't need this. I don't need this. And I don't need this. There we go. That should be pretty good. Now this assign mob resistances event. It can exist. No, empty mob resistances are assigned. Now, actually, I want to know, like, where is this called? It fires this, right? Now, where's this called? Right here. Fires this. Fire assign mob resistances. Technically, wait, I didn't even. This is cancelable, and I didn't even handle it being cancelable. Uh, you know what? I actually don't need this method. Probably not. Yeah, because it's not needed. So we deprecate that so that I know where this is. I don't even need this entire thing. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. This thing here, this assign mob resistances event, I don't need this. Where was it? This. I don't need this. And then I don't need this. Because the purpose that this thing had is not necessary. I don't need this. Why is this like this? You don't need to fully qualify it. That was something a long time ago that didn't need. Now it's fine. Well, I don't need this entirely. And there we go. I don't need this anymore. There we go. And now you. Not here, but it should be here? Yeah, it should be here. Yeah, this thing I don't need. Delete this. Okay, there we go. So I don't need that. Because it just will be a modifier. In which case, the modifiers are applied, and the modifiers are like the recommended way of making changes to capabilities. If you modify it outside of that, you risk it getting completely overwritten. Okay. Um, I think that's pretty good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform a magic trick for you all. Watch. Watch the magic trick. It might take a bit to set up the magic trick. Behold, my magic trick is, okay, so we got this. We're gonna go to the mods folder here. I'm gonna open this when it decides to. Any day now, bro. Uh, yeah, go here. Don't go there. Just open the thing. It's just not going to. That's cool. Oh, it did. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's a different folder. Go here. Go. Right here. Right here. Okay. Um, now go into here. It's still building. That's lovely. You love to hear that. You slay queen. Go for it. Build. And now oh, you're here. Okay. I have to wait for this finish. Right. Boop, 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 boop. And then when that's done, I'll just whoop it on over. And that'll be good. Dude, this thing's still running. It's still running. It's taking 9 years. It's taking. One thing I do need to do actually is I need to go to scripts and show an explorer, and then move this, wait for it to load, please. Plixie Plux, there we go. You're still going. Oh, the launcher got a UI update. That's interesting. Okay, so it's finished the compilation. Finished the compilation. It's added the mixins and all that other stuff. And now it's just re-obfuscating. And now it's making the sources jar. Now, I don't think the sources jar is necessarily going to affect, because it's probably done, so... Oh, wait, it's compiling the test job and all that stuff. There we go, finally. Alright. Bada boom, bada bing. Go here, go to mods, find you, replace with you. Alright. Now, finally, I will show you my magic trick. Once it decides to show off the magic trick. Alright. It's taken its sweet time, which is just crazy. Alright, here we go. Magic trick time. Let's go. Let's go. It's loading. Magic trick time. Let's go. I'm surprised it's not loading the game. Oh, there. Yeah, okay. Alright. Magic trick time. Let's freaking go. The magic trick time is apparently having Lycanites mobs take forever in pre-init, but that was an unintended magic trick. Alright. Here we go. About to do the magic trick. I've been waiting for this. Any moment now. Here we go. Wait. What? That's not the magic trick. This was not the magic trick. The magic trick was it was supposed to crash, and I was supposed to joke that I spent 2 hours just, or like 2 streams just to crash Minecraft. But it didn't crash. Which means one of two things. Either A, I forgot to do something, so nothing different happened, or B, it worked. Place your bets. There we go. Yeah, something didn't load entity NBT right, which I knew, but I messed up. I got a null pointer. I got a null pointer on 105. From 26. Oh, right, yeah. I'm surprised it doesn't get a class cast exception. It totally should, because it totally should. No. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, so there was a class cast exception. Because I couldn't cast the MBT tag list. Yeah. Now everything else was a MBT tag list, so if nbt.get tag, I should probably put this like here. Equals nbt.get tag nbt key. Now if base is an instance of nbt, I don't know if I can do that. Yeah, I can't. Hmm. So I can't do this check. Now I can do if this dot get specific MBT class dot is instance passing in the base, then I can do this. Otherwise, it should be a default actually. Deserialize old NBT. And pass in MBT base. Where the default operation is to just do nothing. Deserialize old MBT, pass in the base. Okay. It's not empty, bro. You good? Okay, so now what I can do is for all the ones where I need to pass the specific MBT class, I just do this and then provide a way to deserialize the old NBT data so that it can deserialize it. And then it will reserialize it correctly. But I'm probably going to save that for next time. Because I've been at this for about 4 hours. I might like wrap this up a little bit off stream, but I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But I'm probably gonna wrap it here. Now, before you guys go running off. All right. Listen. Um. Actually, just give me a quick sec.